I don't know about you, but it seems like there's never enough time in the day to get every single thing done. So, a typical day for me might look like write a blog post, send an email, post a story, get on a Zoom meeting, post a story, take photos of a project, post a story, cook dinner, film a video, drink water, post a story. Don't forget to shower. Wait, is today a hair washing day? Staying consistent feels near impossible to me and super overwhelming until now. Hello, my creative friend. Welcome to Creatives on Fire. Are you oh so tired of the constant struggle to keep up on social media? Do you wish you had more time freedom to actually be creative? Well, listen, I'm Melanie Ferguson, a creative business coach and multi six figure online creative business owner who's made so many mistakes growing my blog and social media to hundreds of thousands of followers, only to look up and have very little to show for it. Once I put my head down and added a few key systems and strategies, everything changed for me. In this podcast, I'll be sharing my proven systems and shortcuts, turning those followers into paying customers. So if you're ready, let's take your online business to the next level and leave all the overwhelm behind. Hey, welcome back to the podcast. I'm so excited about today's episode because we are going to explore this new concept that is really working well for me called content creation batching. So I don't know about you, but I work best in spurts of energy. My energy levels go up and down all the time. So it's really good when I can harness the time that I have extra energy and focus to do the most important things. So this little thing that I have put into place capitalizes on times like that when I have the extra energy and then frees me up the rest of the time that I can do like other things that aren't necessarily really businessy and feel guilt free about it because the businessy stuff is done. So if you are interested in something like this, join me for this episode. We are going to go over some ideas for this batching concept and how you can maybe have it work for you. Now, listen, don't worry about trying to take a ton of notes because there will be a freebie. You can download a checklist of all the ways that I use content batching in my business. At the end of this episode, I'll tell you exactly where to go. Okay, let's hop into it. So, this concept is not a new one. I've heard about it a long time ago, but I was really intimidated. When I sat down and looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, well, if I don't even do one video today, how am I going to do 5 videos? And so for me at the beginning, before I actually gave it a chance, it felt a little intimidating. So I'm just going to tell you, if you are interested in finding rhythm for your business and staying consistent, give it a try. Give it a chance. See what you can batch. You can focus on the things that give you the very most resistance. So, what are the things that you put off till the very end of the day or until the very last minute before they're due, or you really realize, hey, I have to do this today? I have to do this today. Batch those things first. Those are going to be the things that are going to free you up. Because whenever we have those things, that's where that concept of Eat the Frog by Brian Tracy, I will put that book in the show notes. But he talks about doing the hard things first, right? And there's a reason that concept is so powerful. It's because once you do the hard things first, everything else seems easy. So I want to encourage you to sit down and just take a couple minutes to realize, what are the things that you put up the most resistance in doing? Is that sending an email every week consistently? Is that posting to stories every day consistently? Just whatever that is for you, make note of it and pick one or two of these things to try this new concept with of content creation batching. Okay, we're going to also pinpoint when we have the most energy of the day. So there is green light activities, yellow light activities, and red light activities. Green light is when you have the most energy. So you are either a night owl or an early bird. Is that what they call it? An early bird? Anyway, either you have your most energy in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. Decide when that is. That is when you're going to do your batching. Okay. Mine is the morning. And then my red is my afternoon. Like I completely crash after about 3, from 3 to 6, maybe 3 to 7. I'm pretty much useless. So those are my activities that don't take a lot of my energy and focus. I still get work done. It's just not going to be the most important things in my business. The third light is yellow. Mine happens to be in the evening. I get this weird second wind and I'm able to get some more things done that need a little focus. Not my best work, but pretty good work. Things that don't have to be A plus, that can just be B plus work. So decide what those 3 times of day are for you. And I want you to focus in on that green light. Focus in on those couple of few hours that you have the most energy and focus during your day. And that is when you're going to implement these ideas. Now, I'm just going to hit on these really quickly, but like I said, I will have a freebie. You can go to creativesonfirepodcast.com/episode 97, and you will see the freebie checklist for these ideas. And of course, feel free to make your own. These are just the ones that I've put into place for me personally that are working really well. Stories for Instagram and Facebook. I do not know why, but it is so hard for me to stay consistent with those. So, what I'm putting into place is content creation batching for stories. So, promise not to laugh. What I do is on hair washing day, which is only a couple times a week at this point, I will do costume changes. I call them costume changes, but I will change my shirt a couple, 3 times and shoot 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or however many I need 15-second slides. And it will literally just be in different rooms of my house, maybe out in my car, maybe outside, maybe in my living room, maybe in my bathroom. And it will be me telling my audience something about that day. And I may or may not say the day of the week, but typically I do say the day of the week. So you do you, but this really works for me to make sure that I do have that first slide in stories be a visual of me talking, a talking head. So I'm feeling good. It's hair washing day. I feel like I look my best. I'm confident enough to have the energy to get on camera and record those, but I get them all out of the way. In that same vein, if I need to do any type of YouTube video intro where I'm going to be a talking head and I need to say something, I will do that also on hair washing day. And anytime I need to do thumbnails, so that is the pictures for the front of my YouTube videos, I will do that on hair washing day too. So trying to batch everything that requires my face all in one little group works super, super well for me. And now that you can schedule out your Instagram and Facebook stories, boom, that is awesome. Didn't used to be this way, but now that you can, batching is genius. Okay. When I am doing a podcast, so you guys, maybe not everyone listening has a podcast, but maybe you can implement this in another part of your business. But I will try now to record my episodes at least 4 to 6 of them at one time. So they're really I try to keep them under 15 minutes. So we're talking about if I do 4, that's 1 hour of recording. And if I've done all of my homework and I have my notes and my outlines, it should be a no brainer. But the great thing is, I do have some interviews here and there throughout the months. And so I don't even need 4 episodes. Sometimes I just need 3, but I try to batch all of those early in the morning on the, let me see, I think it's like the first Wednesday of the month. You do the day that works best for you. And I do that because I live on a busy highway and there's lots of traffic. So I don't know what your resistance is, but for me, I cannot stand to record an audio where there is traffic going in the background. And even if you can't hear it, I can hear it. And it definitely distracts me as well as my family. Like I can hear them like doing dishes and throwing things around and closing doors. So it really helps me to record the episodes all early in the morning before anybody else is awake and when the traffic is at the lowest. Now, Instagram will let us schedule posts now. So, what I am doing is batching those weekly. So, the stories were batched weekly, the podcast was batched monthly, the Instagram posts are batched every Tuesday for my creative account. I have 2 Instagrams, and every Wednesday for my business account. So I'll go ahead and go in there with a theme, and you can decide your theme. I have things like Personal Monday, Tip Tuesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Throwback Thursday, and something on Friday, a freebie Friday, I think. Anyway, you pick what you want your theme to be, but it's really helpful because it really gives me something to jump off point of what I want that content to look like. And the reason I only batch these out a week in advance is because I feel like social media is really timely and you need to make sure that it's matching up with your content for that week. So I batch those every week, once a week. And it really frees me up. I don't have to worry about, oh, did I do a post for that medium? And hopefully this will help you too. And you can use this concept with any of your socials. Pinterest pins. Pinterest pins give me a bit of resistance. So not only do I do one for every blog post, I should do multiple ones for every blog post. But you can also pin so many other things. And I always feel guilty. Like I haven't pinned my affiliate links. I haven't pinned my podcast, all the things. So I have implemented a once a month pinning. It's a content batching for pinning once a month, and it's a couple of hours dedicated specifically to scheduling out pins in the native Pinterest scheduler. So you can now schedule out, it used to be a couple of weeks only. I think you can now schedule out an entire month of pinning, which is amazing. So I will pin 1 to 2 pins every single day for the month, and I have that all done at one time. Set it and forget it. So you may want to film all your videos once a week. I like to make sure that I am batching my planning as well as my filming. So one day a month, I will batch a time where I will actually sit down and say, okay, what all am I going to use for content this month and where will that fall on which week? And that way, each week when it's time to batch that material, it will already that resistance of, well, I don't know what to video, I don't know what to create, has already been done when I was fresh, and I don't have to take the energy to come up with the idea, go get the supplies or the content, and then actually film it all at one time. Because let's be honest, I don't even have that much energy anymore. I don't even know if it's COVID zapped me or age or what have you, but boy. Okay, some things for me have to be daily. So I've drilled this down to even on the daily, I will batch when I actually check my email. I don't allow myself to check it all day because I would be in there for hours. I check it twice a day. I reply to comments on social media once a day. Now, for you, if you're still building and growing, you may be checking it twice a day, but you really don't have to give social that much of your energy. I will tell you that it's very tempting for me once I open it to check those comments and reply. to stay on the platform. It's really good at sucking me in. So if I at least just have that scheduled out once a day, and I'll tell you when I do it. I do that during the red zone. Remember the lights? I said green, yellow, and red. Well, my red is in the afternoon. In the afternoon, after I've done all that hard green light work, I am freed up to kind of get stuff done in the name of work, quote unquote. You see my air quotes, but still have that freedom of brain space. Like just replying to comments doesn't take me a lot of focus. So it's definitely the best time for me to do that. And then writing a blog post, it's not every single day anymore. I used to blog daily, but it does take a lot of energy and several hours, 2 to 3, depending on what I'm blogging about. So I don't batch that all into one day. I batch that during that green light time. So if I'm blogging 5 times a week, I make sure that the blog hours are during that green light time. So those are just some ideas of where I do this content creation batching. I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to go to creativesonfirepodcast.com/episode 97 to grab your free checklist with a few other ideas of where you might implement this new concept in your business to free you up to have that guilt-free creation time and actually get creative again in your business. All right, my friend, stay creative. Thank you so much, my friend, for tuning in each and every week. If you learned something new or were inspired from today's episode, I would be incredibly grateful if you would take a minute and just leave a review. Bonus points if you share this episode by screenshotting it and tagging me on social at Creatives on Fire Podcast. I'll share you in my stories when you do. In the meantime, keep rocking your business, and I'll meet you back here next Tuesday. And don't forget, no one else will ever be you, and that is your creative superpower.